Hello, beautiful manifestors. It is Olivia Grace, and I'm back with another video. And today we are going to be talking about how to change your SP's behavior, change the way that they're showing up. And I am definitely speaking from experience, having seen and created lots of changes in my own SP. So yeah, I'm going to be giving you guys a step-by-step guide on how to do this. I have noticed with my clients that this is one of the most popular things that people are looking to do and struggling with. So we're going to talk about that today. Like the video, comment, subscribe, all of that is helpful to the channel. This is the Master Manifestors channel where I talk about law of assumption, manifestation, and all that good stuff. So if you're interested, then you can definitely subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I feel like that's it for the intro. So I have decided to create a month-long coaching, and this is going to be specifically for you SP people. I'm going to be starting it July 1st, and I know that's like not really a lot of time, but I kind of want the beginning group to be a little bit smaller and more intimate, so that I can, give everybody the attention that they need. So if you are interested in that, then email me so that I can get you over pricing details and all of that stuff for you to get started. But let me know, because like I said, I want to keep the group a little bit small. So I'm only allowing like a few, or not a few slots, more than a few, but not too many. So let me know. Other than that, let's get started with the video. So as I said, you guys, this is what I do when I want to change somebody. And like I said, you guys can use this to change your SP, but you can use this to change anybody, okay? Even yourself, right? But specifically with SP people, when you're manifesting someone and you're like, okay, but they're showing, I love this person, but I don't love the things that they do or the way that they show up, or whatever little issues that you may be having in your relationship or had in your relationship, right? So here is the step-by-step way on how to do that, okay? How I've done that. If you guys can see this little canopy back there, you can't really see the top, but there's like lights at the top. My SP came and just built it for me, just for no reason, okay? And that is something that I wanted to experience from him. Not this specifically, but just the more romantic, loving, doting version, and I was able to call that forth. So just try what I'm saying, you guys, okay? Obviously, you don't have to take it if it doesn't resonate, but just try what I'm saying, okay? All right. So number one is to decide that it is possible, okay? It is possible. This I feel like is where most people this is where most people get caught up, right? Because they already are coming from the idea that this is not even possible, or how is this person going to change when I know them to be this way, right? And the answer is because you're creating your reality, okay? People are only an expression of you, as if we're in a dream, right? So there's no reality going on outside of you in your dream. It appears that way, but it's not, okay? So this reality that you're experiencing is simply a reflection of your mind. And when you're knowing that, then you can use that to your advantage to change things and rearrange things, including how other people are showing up in your reality, right? You can use this to take somebody out of a depressed state. I've done that. You can use this to take somebody out of like an angry, like drama-filled state. I've done that, right? You can use this to shift your SP from unloving to loving, or, from cold to, more romantic and loving. I've done that. You can do this for health and illness. You can do this for anything, you guys, okay? But it is absolutely possible. And what I'm asking you guys to do is to just try it. I am not going to be the coach to tell you this is the only way and any other way is dumb. I'm just going to encourage you to try it. See how it feels for you, okay? But decide that it is possible. Not only is it possible, but it's easy, okay? This is fundamental, you guys. This is so imperative, because if you don't really believe that it's possible, or you are questioning yourself, it's not to say that you won't be able to do it. You're just going to take so much longer because you're going to waver Because why, if somebody's showing you the opposite of what you want and you're used to using 3D as your validation, then why would you persist if you don't really believe it? Okay, so decide that it is possible. You're going to give yourself the chance to see if it is possible. Okay, all right. Now, decide who you want them to be. Decide specifically how you want them to show up instead of how they are, right? A helpful way to do this is to write down the qualities that they're showing up as and write down the opposite of what you would like to experience, right? So if maybe, let's say, like, he's a bad texter, he's a slow texter or something like that, right? No, he's always responding like super quick, right? He always responds to me super quick. He's like waiting for my text messages, like whatever, right? Whatever the qualities are of this person that you don't like, you're gonna flip them and decide. Okay, realize, you guys, decide. Now, let me say here, this is not a forcing thing, okay? It's not for you to say, oh, I want him to be a better texter, so I'm gonna call him and have a 2-hour conversation with him about how he's such a bad texter and how he needs to text me more. Or I'm gonna ghost him because, he's not been texting me right, and so I'm just gonna ghost him and that's gonna be that. No, it's all of this is done in your imagination, okay? So you are deciding mentally, you are coming past the circumstance mentally, you're coming into the new reality mentally, where this person already, they just show up like this. This is how they are now, right? Okay, so if you struggle with this idea, right, start with small changes. Don't go from, he's a complete asshole and narcissistic to a loving, amazing boyfriend. Let me pause right there, because you absolutely can, right? For me, that's what I would do. For a lot of people, it's easy for them to do that. But for a lot of people who, like, I'm a person who it's very easy for me to be imaginative. It's very easy for me to be in my imagination. It's very easy for me to, like, I have a deep knowing that what I say goes. So I'm not so concerned about how difficult or how far something seems. But not everybody is there, and that's okay, right? It's like, I feel like some people that are not there are trying to, imagine this thing that's like completely impossible to them, and that causes the wavering, the giving up, the starting over, all this stuff, and just reaffirms that it's not possible, right? What's better is if you can build your belief with small changes, right? So like I said, like maybe take something like how he texts, right? Or even like a pet name that you want him to call you, right? Or maybe him holding your hand or getting your door or something like that. Start with small changes. And then once you see that my assumptions harden into fact, right, that's going to give you more fuel to say, okay, I know that I can do these bigger changes now and be able to give attention consistently to that, okay? All right, so that's step 1 is decide that you can, and it's easy, okay? Step 2 is to decide who they are now. Who are you choosing them to be now? Step 3 is to stop reacting to the 3D, okay? When you react to things in 3D, you are basically feeding energy into that. You are basically like expanding that experience in your life, okay? When you give strong emotional reactions to things, you expand them in your life. And it's crazy because as humans, we are taught to give strong emotional reactions to bad things happening. And, when something good happens, it's kind of like, oh, that was nice. And then you forget about it and start thinking about your problems again, right? So stop reacting to the 3D. Stop reacting to who the old story, basically, that they're showing up as, okay? And, or ignore it, right? Because some of you guys that are in no contact, you can use that to your advantage, right? Because you don't have a constant reminder of who they are. It's so much easier. Like, let's say if you were manifesting like a glow up, right? It would be so much easier for you to manifest a glow up like if you were on vacation, like summer vacation from school, and nobody's gonna see you for these few months, than if you're going to school every single day and you're interacting with the same people and they're reaffirming, what you're doing, right? And there's ways around that too, but I have plenty of videos on how to deal with 3D. But I'm just saying, if you're in no contact, you guys, then that's even more opportunity for you to take attention away from who they're being, instead of trying to force contact and forcing yourself in their life by like stalking their social media or whatever it is that you're doing. Like, let them have that space. Take the space to reinvent not only yourself, but reinvent them, right? And it's so much easier to do that when they're not continuously showing up in your face as the old story, right? But if they are in your face, even so, you are just going, like, don't react to it. Like, see it as, like I told you guys in some other videos, you know, when I was shifting my SP and he would do things that I didn't like I would, when I was in my higher state, I would just be like, that's not even him. Like, this is a completely different version. My version that I'm calling forth would never do that. My version is like this, you know, and reaffirming what it is that I want. Now, there were many times where I did react, where I did the forcing, where I did the, let's talk about it for hours, how you're doing this and you're doing that, and this upsets me and this and that. And those, like, I won't say it wasn't even helpful, because, you know, sometimes I think that communicating with your SP is good. I mean, I don't even want to get so deep into this, but I think that standing up for yourself and letting it be known what your boundaries are is a good thing, right? Letting it be known that this is not the way that you want to be treated is a good thing. But having a conversation every single day about why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Why don't you do that? Why is this? Why is that? That is just perpetuating the energy. So I'm intending that that makes sense, okay? But stop, like, just if you can, and I know you can, disassociate from this version of them that is showing up in this way that you don't want them to show up, right? And the way that you do this, right, this was when I really got good results, was I had this realization, because my SP, you guys, like, if you, I don't know, some of you guys seen my story, some of you guys haven't. Side note, if you want to watch my documentary, which I did on my membership, from me breaking up and documenting my experience of manifesting him back, that is under my membership tier of master members. I have the full success story as well, which I'll put, like, up here somewhere. But aside from that, when my SP and I were first together, he was the perfect gentleman. He was, you know, super sweet, super loving, super everything. And then when we broke up, he turned into, like, this completely, like, different person, like super cold, super distant, super, you know, just like all this stuff. And so me, like, shifting him back, it was, you know, it was difficult at times. It was difficult at times because I was focused on who he was being. And I thought, okay, that's where I was going with this. I started to think, like, I was really frustrated, right? Like, I was like, why is he showing up like this? Like, I already know him to be the different version of him. I know I've experienced this different version of him. So why is it so hard for me to shift him back, right? And I realized, because where your attention flows, energy goes, right? So my attention was always on what he was doing wrong. Why isn't he showing up this way? Why is he used to do this? He doesn't do this anymore. Oh, when is this ever going to happen? All this stuff. That was where my attention was going. So that was what I was experiencing, right? I promise you guys, the moment that I stopped, and I had to really discipline myself, you guys, and discipline my mind, okay? Like, I feel like a lot of people feel like they can just keep reacting and keep thinking the same things and keep assuming the same things and believing the same things and watch a manifestation video every day here or there and expect things to change. But no, you really have to change your mind, right? You really have to change your beliefs and your assumptions about this person. So I came to that realization that, well, honestly, like, think about what, like, when my SP and I first got together, I only had praises. I felt, to be honest, you guys, like the luckiest girl in the world to be with him. I used to say, like, I hit the jackpot. I hit the lotto, like, finding this guy. And that was what my reflection was showing me, you know? But when I was concerned about everything he wasn't doing and how he wasn't showing up and this and this and that and complaining about everything, that was what I was getting. So I started, and honestly, guys, it didn't even take a lot of focus. It just took, like, I would take time out to write how our relationship is, how, you know, he's showing up for me, how this is. I took the time to remember and to hyper focus on what he's doing currently or what he did in the past that I really liked. You guys are so obsessed about this SP, but what good things are there about them, right? There has to be something good about them, right? What are those things, right? Start focusing on those things. When they're with you, start focusing on those, anything. I don't care if it's the smallest thing, okay? Even if it's as simple as him opening your door, take that as he cares about me. He's showing affection to me. He's being, you know, a gentleman to me. Whatever it is, right? If they text you back, they usually take a week to text back and they take 2 days. Wow, okay, the time is getting shorter. It's working. Like, they're thinking about me more often. Make everything, use this for any manifestation, but make everything a sign that is working for you. Put your attention and hyper focus and expand on the things that confirm what you're manifesting, right? Okay. So yeah, distance yourself if you can. Like, if you're in contact and they're not showing up the way that you want, then, and you feel like it's very triggering because you're with them all the time, then feel free to tell them, like, hey, I just need a couple weeks space. You know what I mean? And just being real, like, a lot of you guys are so in desperation of this person and so in meeting this person's every need and every whim and everything that's like terrifying to you. Like, oh my God, no, I can't do that. Like, but I promise you guys, distance makes you more magnetic. Saying that I'm good on you makes you more magnetic. I promise you. Like, I want you guys to think really quick about a guy, right? There's 2 guys in the class, right? One guy sweats every girl or is just sweating everybody. Just, oh my God, will you talk to me? Will you go out with me? Will you come over? Will you hang out with me? Oh my gosh, you're so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love your outfit. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Da, 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 da. That's how he is all the time. He's just sweating hoes all day long, right? Other dude is just cool. He's nonchalant. He's just whatever. Who do you think is getting more girls at the end of the day? Like, be for real. Like, because you're coming from, like, when you're coming from desperate energy, like, again, okay, if I came on here and I was like, you guys, please coach with me, please, 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 please coach with me, please, please, please. I'm like, everybody that comments, I'm like, please, coach with me. Do you want to coach with me? Would you coach with me? Please, 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 coach with me. Oh my God, you guys are fucking assholes. You guys never coach with me. Like, what energy is that? You would be like, what the fuck? This bitch is tripping, and like click off the video, right? Like, it's about, I'm just saying that. I know that was like a side note tangent, but you guys need to hear it, okay? Be all right. And it's okay. You don't have to, right? You don't have to. There were times I took break from my SP. There were times where I wasn't, you know? So you don't have to. But if it's highly triggering with you, like if it's highly triggering when you guys are together, take a couple steps back so that you can rewrite that story in peace without a constant reminder of what it currently is, okay? And of course, take that if that resonates. If not, then don't. Okay, next part. Check your self-concept, all right? I always have like a little rant in the beginning of my self-concept talks, but I'm just going to let that lie. And I'm just going to encourage you guys once again to try something if you haven't, okay? Check your self-concept. Because realize again that this world is formed in experiences, people, places, things that are reflecting the energy that you are, reflecting the identity that you have. So if you are in an identity of, let's say, you know, I don't know, people don't like me, you know, then you're going to come across the people that don't like you. You're going to come across the people that everything that you're about is everything that they don't like. You know, you're going to find yourself in that experience, not because you are an unlikable person, but because you believe that people don't like you. So you're going to come across people like that, right? So with your SP, you guys, a lot of people have the self-concept of I'm not good enough, or I'm unworthy, or I'm unwanted, or I'm rejected, all of these things, right? And so that your SP is manifesting, reflecting that to you. So even if you, let's say for instance, they ghost you sometimes, right? They ghost and come back. And that's coming from your I am identity of I'm rejected. So then you're like, okay, I'm going to manifest him stop ghosting me, right? So you manifest him stop ghosting you by affirming, but you haven't changed your self-concept. So now he's texting you all the time, but maybe he never wants to hang out, or maybe he doesn't want to be with you still, or whatever, because the I am, the self-concept is still expressing, you guys. So I went in very like long detail with that. I'll put that video up here somewhere as well. But yeah, just check in with your self-concept. What is the feeling? Like, check in with your previous relationships, okay? What is the feeling that is like consistent between all of these relationships, right? What is the feeling when they're triggering me? What is the feeling about myself right? Stop putting all the focus on this person for a second. What is this saying about me? What is this making me feel like? What is this making me feel like is true about myself, right? And is that the self-concept that I want to have, right? So you can be aware of that. Is this my self-concept that's expressing, right? And or is it the beliefs, assumptions, and feelings about this person? So sometimes maybe you don't necessarily have bad beliefs about this person in general, but maybe you have bad beliefs about their people that are, you know, like them, right? Like maybe you have a bad, you know, or a negative thought about, oh, he's a black guy. And I have, you know, belief that black men treat women badly or something like that, right? Or he's a young guy, and so I don't believe that young men can, you know, be in committed relationships. You know, do you have assumptions about this person? You know, oh, when I met him, you know, he had a lot of girls that liked him, so I assumed he was a hoe. I assumed he was a player, right? Is there specific assumptions about him? Are there assumptions or beliefs about you, right, in relevance to him? Oh, well, it seems like he treats other people good, but he just treats me bad. Like, look at where is the belief and assumption coming from, right? What is this coming from, so that you can change that instead of trying to gloss over, you know, the effects of what your self-concept is. Like being able to identify, okay, this is where that behavior, this is the belief within me, because this is where you're making the change, right? You're making the change in here. Okay, this is the belief that is being expressed through their behavior, rather than trying to force them to change, right? Okay. So, next step, revise that they have always been the way that you want. Re-see them, okay? You can also do this with your self-concept. You can go back and see your relationships going differently if your relationships have created a belief within you that's negative. But go back and revise that they've always been the way that you're now seeing them, right? They've always, if he, again, taking the small one, the texting, you know, he's always been a great texter. See him always texting you back immediately in the past, right? See the times that you were waiting for his text for weeks, see him texting you back, you know? But that, revise it, okay? Because that lets go of the story that is being perpetuated, that this is just the way that they are and I can't change them, right? Have inner conversations or a sad scene that implies that they have changed. So I don't recommend having the inner conversation with them, because that can still introduce resistance, because it's a version of them that you have not seen yet, right? I would suggest you having the inner conversation with a friend, right? Or, you know, your parents, or, you know, a family member, whoever, telling them, oh my gosh, you know, or maybe hearing them say, oh my gosh, so-and-so has changed so much. Like, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. And you're like, yeah, I'm loving how he's this, and that. Like, you know, we've grown so much in our relationship, whatever. Have inner conversations that imply that this person has shifted, right? And last but not least, expect them to show up differently, okay? So let's say the slow texter again. You send him a text and you're like, well, you know, I'm not going to hold my breath for this. No, it's going to be a while before he ever gets back to me. No, he's going to get right back to me because I said so, you know, because I chose that. And just realize, you guys, like, of course, really the last part is persist, because I know for myself, you know, with my SP, there was definitely some persistence needed, because it's usually very easy for me to change people. But because I kept emotionally reacting, because I kept, you know, I was just hurt and just, you know, just all this bullshit. It needed some persistence, because I was like, what the fuck, like, you're not changing. But these things that I'm telling you guys is what I did. I would say me purposefully giving attention to the new story, like taking time to write out the new story, taking time and attention and effort to highlight and focus on and like expand and bask in the moments when he was showing up in any little way in line with what I wanted. And self-concept, of course, those two things is what created the biggest shift for me. But all of these steps are equally important. So it is 100% possible, you guys. It's actually honestly easy, right? It's easy, you know, especially when you do it the way that I've laid it out here. It is easy, it's possible, it can be done because this is your reality, because assumptions, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact. Assumptions, though false, if persisted in, will harden into fact, okay? So whatever it is that you're assuming about them, even though it's not right now, even though it's not true right now, even though they're showing up completely right now, if you persist in that, it will become true. And I can tell you that from many, many, many hundreds of results that I've seen, okay? So I'm intending that this helps you guys. I'm intending that this prospers you guys. Email me if you are interested in the 4-week SP group coaching that I'm going to do. Follow my TikTok, you guys, because I want to get to 1,000 subscribers on there, or 1,000 followers, so I can like go live on there. But I haven't really been posting, but whatever, follow me anyways. I still have email coaching for you guys. You can get 2 emails and a scene if you would prefer that, a stats or revision scene that I can create for you. I have one-on-one coaching as well if you guys want to deep dive and help me or have me help you to shift through some of these concepts, shift through some of these identities, uncover some things, whatever. Let me know. Subscribe, like the video, comment, share it. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys in a video soon.